What's good, YouTube? Cardfight King here, Aqua Life Baby. You already know how it is. And today, guys, I wanted to bring you an update to my Ripple deck. Right now, guys, I feel like I've hit a really nice stride with Ripples in the fact that, the deck, as far as the build is concerned, is, has really come to fit my play style and whatnot. And I'm able to, execute what I need to execute as far as my game plan goes for short, mid, and long term games. I'm making a lot better plays. The plays feel a lot more smooth to me. My previous build that I had on here, guys, with the resist unit, Milos, I believe, that was cool and all, but again, at that point, I was really lost with the deck, not sure what I wanted to do, and I really didn't put any work into the Ripple deck. I was not really play testing with it. I wasn't doing much with it. I was really focusing on just Thavis and Blue Waves as a secondary hand, but I wanted to shift focus to Ripples and Blue Waves and work with them a lot more. Work with them a lot more. As you guys saw, I made top 8 with my Blue Wave deck at their Dynasty Cup. So, I've just been putting a lot of work. And the Ripple deck is actually, again, it's coming to fruition. The plays I'm making are a lot better. I played 22 playtest games with it over the span of like 2 days. I've won 18 out of those 22 games with a 10-game win streak in between of them. Right now I feel like I'm at a good point with Ripples. There are a lot of plays I'm still working on as far as my stride deck, as far as, in-game plays and whatnot. But so far I feel like, I've hit a pretty good point with the deck right now. I'm going to bring you guys the deck profile and, hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get into it. Okay, so starter is going to be starting Ripple Alex. Again, this is the ride chain deck in a way, so you want to start off with the ride chain. So we're going to start off with Alex. When I ride the grade 1 on top of him, I can search the top 7 cards in my deck for Genovius, the grade 3, or Pavroth, the grade 2. Or Bowers, whatever one they want to call him. 4 heals, obviously. Now, for this build, guys, I am running 5 draws and 7 crit. Obviously, you got to run Malika because Malika's that good in the Ripple Crit Orist. Orist is a very good card. When you have, at the end of battle that it boosted, when you have 2 or more other Ripples rested, you get to put them to the bottom of the deck, search the top 5 cards for a Ripple card, add it to your hand, send the rest back to the deck, and shuffle. Very good card, guys. Definitely a card you want to see early and often. Helps get pieces to you. Again, it's for that consistency. I preach consistency. So, anything that can help make the deck more consistent, I definitely want to play it. But I went with 7/5. Just that little additional draw power in there, a little extra defense in there can definitely help, and can go a long way with being able to see your copies of Genovius, and just getting more defense to your hand assist. Plus, if you're playing a little bit of early game, a little bit extra draw when you're playing, early game, grade 1s, grade 2s, and whatnot. Draw triggers are definitely one of the best triggers, and they can definitely help you out in that regard. All right, and on to grade 1. Yeah, yo. Oh, no, yeah, yo. Alright, so Sentinel's playing 3 PG and 1 Quintet Wall. The reason for the 1 Quintet Wall, guys, I was on the fence. I wasn't playing the Quintet Wall before, but in games I played with him and without him, I can see the difference it makes. The Knight is a 1-card guard, true, and when you're leading, you're sending triggers back. You can guard with a bunch of triggers, and it helps. Plus, if you see Odysseus, I call him Odie, young Odie, but if you see Odie. He definitely lets you play the grade 2 game, letting you rewrite, you're gonna, if you can get another grade 2 to your hand, you can, rewrite a grade 2 during your ride phase, and then use Odie to put a card into the soul and get, the grade 2 Ripple Pavroth, out of the deck and ride him. But, again, in preventing your opponent from being able to, go Seabreeze on you, and you can still continue your early game pressure. So a nice 1-card guard can definitely help in that regard. Plus, even in some late game situations, a Quintet Wall, a nice 1-card guard can help, especially if you're not trying to really discard a card. So I can see the benefit of it in this deck specifically. Plus, it helps you set up for Legion in a way too. So yeah, it's a pretty decent card. So far, I like this Sentinel lineup. 4 copies of the Ride Chain Grade 1 Silent Ripple Sotorio. So what he does is he's an 8K base if you have Alex in the Soul. And if you ride the wrong Grade 2, if you do not ride Pavroth, I think we call him Pavroth. I'm getting yes. If you do not ride Pavroth, okay, there we go, Pavroth. If you don't ride Pavroth, search the top 7 cards for a Pavroth and then ride that. So he can help correct himself by searching top 5 cards. Obviously you want to open up with him and Pavroth every game. That's just the ideal thing. So definitely want to run. 4 of him. Pretty nice card. Then I'm running 2 copies of the Light Signals Penguin Soldier because young Odie helps build up the soul, and you're rewriting your Millie-80s and things like that. You definitely build up some soul in this deck, and having that nice Soul Blast 2 and draw card, nice plus card, is very nice, especially in the early game. If you're using Odie early game, this guy gets you a nice booster, gets you a card back. All is good in the hood. So really nice card in this deck. 2 copies of the Stride Enabler. Now, I wanted to make this deck being able to go towards long-term games. So that's why I'm running the Stride Enabler, because, I do want to be able to stride. He definitely can serve as a booster. And if you don't want to play a Stride Enabler, you can play other things. But I feel like having the Stride Enabler there, at least at 2, can help with Stride play. So, because sometimes I don't want to discard Genovius to Stride or Millie-80s to Stride, even if I'm going to Lambros. So, this guy definitely helps with certain plays in that regard. Otherwise, you can just use him as a booster, then go Legion and do your Legion plays and whatnot. So 2 Stride Enablers, definitely helps in that regard. And then 2 of probably my favorite card. One of my favorite cards in the deck. You already know who my favorite card is, but this is my boy Young Odie. Odysseus, you guys know why he's hit to 2. He is a facilitator that ruined Bushiroad's marketing strategy, in the sense that he promoted a heavy Grade 2 game, and you open up with this is still the case. If you can open up with Odysseus, you speed up so much. This card is so fast in executing your game plan for this deck. It is such a good card, correcting your ride chain, letting you re-legion, legion fail, just putting cards back into your deck, then re-legioning the legion, helping you actually play a pretty decent Grade 2 game now. He's just a very good card, and it's a 7K booster. Overall, this guy is just absolutely nuts. And he's a card you want to see early and often. I don't open up with him that often, so that's pretty much why I wanted to change the deck, so I can actually play the long game when I'm if I don't open up Odysseus and I need to get to 3, because staying at 2 in certain situations is not optimal, especially against decks like Gear Chronicles and whatnot, unless I can rewrite a Grade 2, keep them on even keel. I want to be able to Odysseus is just something that you definitely want to open up and see. If you don't see it, you need to have another game plan for if you don't see him. So yeah. All right, and on to Grade 2. All right, who we get out the way. The man that needs no explanation. My main man, Tidal Assault. This guy is disgusting. You already know why he's disgusting. In this deck, can definitely make some really good usage out of him. He opens up Lambros. He opens up nice Commander Thalvis plays. He opens up obviously a very strong Grade 2 game and early game in itself. This guy is just overall just a nasty card. You can if you ride him, then use Odysseus, put something in the soul, call him back out, and then pull him back out. He'll be at 11K. That's very nice, because when he attacks and then he loses 5K, he'll be at 6. If you hit with Pavroth and then restand him, he'll be at a solid 9K again. So definitely a card worth. Definitely a card worth playing. Tidal Soul is always worth playing it for in any Aqua Force deck. That's just me, though, because he's just the greatest. And again, he opens up for free. He opens up your Stride deck. he opens up so many other plays that you can do. Even if your Lambros play in this deck isn't the strongest, because you might swing with him for 16, restand, swing for 4, and then go with Lambros. Lambros can still pressure because you have one column that's strong. You have Tidal Assault at least at 14, unless you do 9, restand, 4, then restand him. He's at 14-7 with the 20. That's a 21k column there, Lambros, and then there. Things like that. So definitely a card that can open up a lot of plays for you. And then 4 copies of the Ride Chain Grade 2 Pavaroth. When you ride on top of Sorito, he's a 10k base, very good grade 2 base, helps with guarding as well. And if he hits, and if you have the grade 1 of the soul, if he hits, you get to choose one of your rear guards, restand it, and that rear guard gains 3,000 power. Again, a great facilitator of the grade 2 game, makes the grade 2 rush very, very good in this deck. Even just a small pressure turn, attack with one column, attack with him. If he hits, restand, putting a nice 7k booster behind him, or a 5k booster, something like that, will definitely go a long way, especially if your opponent rises to grade 3 and you're playing the grade 2 game. Having a nice 7k booster behind him, like Odysseus or whatever it is, can definitely go a long way in helping you secure victory, because that's going to be a 17k column. It's still going to force them to drop at least 2 cards. They can't G-guard, so they're going to have to drop at least 2 cards to give him a no pass. Otherwise, they'll drop 1 card, give him a 1 to pass, and then, if you hit a trigger or something, you can just, just bam, bank it on him, hit, restand something, give it +3, and continue your pressure. And then I'm playing 2 copies of Magnum Assault. Now, reason why I'm playing Magnum Assault is because again, I wanted to prepare for the long-term game. I wanted to have something, outside of just Tidal Assault to help me hit the 4th battle. This card is very good on Miliades restand plays and Genovia's restand plays. I can go 16k at a rear guard, attack here, attack with Vanguard, and restand him, then Genovia's restand everything, and he gets 2 attacks. Again, one of the best facilitators for going into Lambros, being able to attack for 16, restand, attack for 11, Lambro, attacking the other thing, Lambros restand, he's at 21k. Then you have something else, something else at a pretty nice number. So this guy definitely helps get things rolling as far as the long-term game is concerned. So that's why I wanted to put him in addition to Tidal Assault, though I have more options later in the game, and different plays you can make, especially with the counterblasting in this deck, whereas you don't counterblast as often. Plus, Miliades is his own unflip engine. Magnum Assault has a lot of room to work in this deck. And you play mainly 7k boosters outside of the Penguin, really. So it's all good. And then I'm running 2 copies of Lapis. Now, some people don't really like Lapis, and I was on the fence about him before, but again, playing more with Lapis, I see his benefit. Again, it's helps add to the consistency of Orist hitting a ripple target for 1. 2, he's not a bad restander. He's really good on the Miliades turn, because when you have two other ripples rested, he gains 3k, and he keeps 3k for when he attacks. He keeps 3k for the turn, so that he'll be at a 12k base for the turn. So when if you restand him and you attack again and you have that condition fulfilled, he'll be a 15k attacker, and the 15 with a 7 is a 22k. It's a 22k column. That's a 15k block that your opponent definitely has to throw out. So it's a very nice card, and on the Lambros turn too. If you can get him to 12k. Get him to 12, and then restand him. He'll be at 22 by himself. And then when he attacks again, he'll get an extra +3, so he'll be at 25 on the Lambros turn. So this guy definitely helps put a lot of pressure on early game, mid game, late game. I just found a lot of usage for him in being able to get his ability off in other ways. And he's a very nice attacker to hit over certain numbers. So that's why I'm playing Lapis. It's a pretty nice card. Has helped out in a lot of situations. And again, he's a searchable card, so the chances of you finding him in this deck are higher than a lot of other decks. All right, and on to grade 3. Grade 3 is fairly simple, guys. Running 3 copies of Genovius, Thundering Ripple Genovius. I call him Geno Smith. So what he does is when you have when you have 3 or more cards in your front row that are rested. Yeah, it's 3, right? Yeah, 3. Jeez, I can't read anymore. Yeah, if you have 3 more cards in your front row rested, you can counter at the end of the battle that he attacked. You can counter blast 2, persona blast, and then restand all of your rear guards. Again, an amazing card. You combine that with the Legion, and again, that count. Legion and him count as 2 cards. So you would just need a third. Very nice. Very nice card. Again, he's not the card you want to ride. Riding him sucks. He's a terrible Vanguard, but if you pair him up with Miliades, like I said before, he's the ammo, and Miliades is the gun that fires the ammo. And you need the gun to fire the ammo, or else you're just throwing blanks at your opponent. So Miliades is the card you want to be on ideally. So what he is he's a Legion card, so he legions with Genovius. And when you ride him, you search the top 3, you count them as 1, look at the top 3 cards, add a card with Ripple in this card name to your hand, and send the rest to the drop zone. So he helps set up for Legion. If you don't hit a Ripple, then you just send your whole, you just send those 3 to the drop zone. Clears up the top 3 cards of your deck. Again, helps you set up for Legion, but also helps you search for your Ripple cards too. And you can use him and Odysseus in conjunction and kind of abuse that. Now, since he does Legion up with Genovius, when you attack with them, that counts as 2 units rested. You just need a third, and then you can use Genovius's Persona Blast at Limit Break 4. Remember, he's a Limit Break unit, guys. So yeah, definitely want to do that. And when there's sometimes you can just drop him to stride and whatnot. So overall, this guy is a very good card, guys. One of the to me, I wish he came out instead of Tetra Burst during the Legion format. If this sort of Ripple thing came out before then, I could have seen Aqua Force definitely as a top deck in the game. Obviously, until Blaster Joker came and countered everything. I played Blaster Joker. I love Blaster Joker. But this would have definitely made Aqua Force Legion a whole lot better had they come out with this instead of Tetra Burst. That was just disrespectful. Oh my gosh. Bushiroad really disrespected Aqua Force then. But yeah, definitely want to be on him. All right, and on the strides. All right, guys. So for the strides, I'm going to get the G Guardians out of the way. 2 copies of Floatia, the Aqua Force G Guardian. 1 Screw, 1 Dismal, pretty much the same as always. I'm working on getting another Dismal. Don't own another Dismal, but working on getting another Dismal. I'm going to replace her with a Dismal. Dismal just definitely works a lot better in this deck, and I believe in other projects. Even though, here's the thing. Sometimes I find her value with that extra shield, depending on what you're playing against, more valuable than throwing out a Dismal. But Dismal can definitely help. So again, it's a conflict of interest in a way, but so far just running these 2. Then I'm running copy of Seabreeze. The reason why I'm running Seabreeze in this deck is because, again, the counterblasting in this deck is not bad. You have an unflip engine. Plus, people who want to play the grade, I don't know why they would want to play the grade 2 game with you, when you're playing Ripples of all things. But if your opponent can't get to grade 3 or they're just playing the grade 2 game with you, go ahead and Seabreeze them up. Search your thing, go ahead and Seabreeze them up, because Seabreeze, having that stride card hidden and whatnot, and them just, no guard and whatnot, definitely can build you more advantage in those plays. Outside, but if the grade 2 game is there and it's, you have the hand and the field, to continue to playing it with your opponent, then I would say by all means continue what you're doing. Just there for options. 1 copy of Aristotle, just in case you need to actually just kill something off the field. Like if it's just a necessity to kill a certain card, you can go into him. Again, Tidal Assault gives great access to this card. Magnum Assault gives great access to this card. So again, overall very nice. And then I'm running 2 copies of Madhu. Reason why I'm running Madhu is, again, we do run a Legion. So when we do Legion up, we can stride him over Genovius and grab a Genovius, or grab any grade 3 from our drop zone. So you can drop a card, stride him, then grab the card back to grab the card that you dropped for stride back to your hand, or just grab a grade 3 back to your hand. Again, getting that Miliades to your hand and having him circulate is really good for those long drawn out games. If you guys have ever played against Genesis, it gets long and drawn out, and so you definitely want to keep, shuffling, or Bladewing Reggie. You want to definitely keep shuffling cards in your deck and, try and execute as best you can. So he helps with that. And then obviously playing 4 copies of my main man, Commander Thavis, makes a lot of plays, very good, nice control element, and definitely helps. You can use him as your first stride too. Use him as your first stride, give 5k to like Magnum or Tile or something, tack with him, apply any triggers there, then go ham on your opponent. Just overall a very nasty card, and late game can make really nice plays too if you need be. And then, obviously, my favorite strike card, Lambie Bambi Baby. You already know how it is. Absolutely disgusting. Again, Magnum Assault, Tidal Assault give you access to this card. We have Legion, so we can put our Magnums and Titles back into the deck if need be. Again, yeah, the fact that we have access to him is what I really wanted. It's something I wanted to achieve, because it's like we have one of the best stride cards in the game. Let's use our beast. Feed your beast. And in this deck, I want to have that ability to feed my beast. And definitely hurt opponents in that regard, because he will knock an opponent's hand size down. He will put damage on the board. So you definitely want to when you're building this deck, you definitely want to keep Lambros in consideration. That yes, I need to have a way to get access to him, and throwing in those extra 2 Magnum Assaults definitely has helped in that regard. Alright, so hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. I'll be coming at you guys with my Thavis deck next. I really changed that deck up from how it was. So prepare for that, and I'll see you guys later. Alright, Cardfight King and I'm out. Now, if you guys saw me on that stream playing Madden, I was just testing out PS4 stream, but really a few of my friends wanted to just watch my franchise game in Madden. So it is what it is. But if you guys want me to play some PS4 games and whatnot, and stream them and upload and whatnot, and maybe if I can if my brother didn't break my mic, but I'm gonna get a new mic, I'll just do a Vanguard talk while playing, like Madden or 2K, NBA 2K17 or anything like that on the PlayStation 4. And if you guys have a PlayStation 4, add me. Delinquent is a delinquent_duo. Very simple. Delinquent_duo. I'll put my PSN in the description below as well. All right, Cardfight King and I'm out. Peace. Oh, and I also play Street Fighter occasionally. My brother destroys me in it. My brother's really good. Play my brother. Trust me. He's really good. All right, peace.